Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Shikshashtakam series part 3. In the first two parts we have discussed about the origin and the importance of Shikshashtakam and understood the very first verse. Now moving on, let's take a look at the second verse. Nam Nam Nakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Iha Janinanuragaha. The essence of this verse is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in spite of being the Supreme Lord, he is taking the position of a conditioned soul and expressing the disqualification of a jiva to chant the holy names of the Lord. Nam Nam Nakari Bahuda. Bahuda means many. So Krishna has many names. How many names? Million, billion, unlimited names. Why? Because Krishna himself is unlimited. And what has he done in these unlimited names? Nija Sarva Shaktis. In all his names, Madhava, Madhusudana, Janardana, Keshava, Mukunda, Rishikesha, Padmanabha, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Balarama, Sankarshana, he has instilled all his energies, potencies. So his name is not different from himself. Unlike in this material world, say for example, I'm hungry right now. If I say biryani, 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 the name biryani is different from the object biryani. So no matter how long I keep chanting the name of biryani, I'll only get tired, but my hunger will not be quenched. But with Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's abode are not different from Krishna himself, because Krishna is absolute. So in Ramayana, we see that the Vanara Sena, on every single stone, they would inscribe the name of Rama, 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 and then throw it into the Indian Ocean. Naturally, usually we see that the stone is supposed to drown in the water, but here the stones were floating to the extent that they built a whole bridge of stones so they could cross over and go to Lanka. How? How were they able to defy the law of gravity? The power of the name of Lord Rama. So we should have this faith that every single time that we are chanting the name of Krishna, Krishna himself is dancing on our tongues. Tatrarpita niyamitam smaranena kalaha. Smarana, to remember. So in order to remember the names of the Lord, there is no niyama, there is no kala. There is no rules and regulations. There are no restrictions in terms of place, time, circumstance. We should be chanting the names of the Lord anywhere, anytime, 24/7. So there is this nice incident that comes during Mahaprabhu's stay in Jagannath Puri. There was a young boy called Gopal, and there was a devotee in Jagannath Puri who was so attached to the holy names that he would keep chanting the names of Krishna at all times. But once, when this devotee was going to the toilet, Gopal saw that this devotee was closing his lips forcefully using his fingers. Understanding the situation, Gopal understood that this devotee is trying to force himself not to chant the pure names of the Lord while performing an impure act and going to an impure place like a toilet. So Gopal tells this devotee, don't you know that there are no rules and regulations for chanting the holy name? There are no restrictions of time, place, circumstance. What if you were to leave your body in the toilet and you were not chanting? What would happen to you? Where would you go? And Mahaprabhu, he was overhearing this conversation of Gopal, and he was so pleased that since then Mahaprabhu called this Gopal Gopal Guru. He understood the essence. He was practicing it himself and he was also preaching it to others. So this is the story of Gopal Guru. So for us, It's such a great boon. That means whether we are going on a walk, or whether we are waiting in a queue, or whether we are sitting in the reception office of a dentist, or whether we are traveling, at all times we could vibrate our tongue and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But we are not able to. Why? Etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so merciful, tava kripa, that you have made all these facilities. But durdaiva midrisham iha janinanuraga. My durdaiva, my greatest misfortune, that I am not having any anuraga, any attachment for chanting the holy names. What a great misfortune. And why are we not able to get attachment for chanting the holy names of the Lord? Because of the various offenses. There is Nama Aparada, there is Vaishnava Aparada, there is Dhamma Aparada, there is Jiva Aparada, many types of offenses that we are committing. And we have to be careful and try and avoid as much as possible not to commit offenses. And plus, even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in the second chapter, Bhogaishwarya prasaptanam taya pahrita chetasam. Our chetana, our consciousness is hijacked. Bhoga Aishwarya prasaptanam. If we are interested in Bhoga, enjoying this material world, and Aishwarya, power, strength, wealth, fame, status, Aishwarya, the need to control. So anybody who is attached to Bhoga and Aishwarya, they cannot be attached to the holy names. So this is our misfortune. So we have to turn this misfortune into great fortune by walking in the footsteps of great devotees like Srila Rupa Goswami. Why Rupa Goswami? So Srila Rupa Goswami in Vidagdha Madhava 1.15, he is saying, one tongue and 2 ears are not enough for him to relish the spiritual bliss of chanting the names of Krishna. So let's chant the shloka, very beautiful shloka. Tunde tandavini ratim vitanute, tundavali labdaye, karna krodha kadambini gatayate, karna budebhya spriham, cheta prangana sangini vijayate, sarvendriyanam kritim, no jane janito ki yadbir amrutai, krishneti varnadvai. What does it mean? I do not know out of how much nectar the two syllables of Krishna's name have been fabricated. Dancing madly on my tongue, they awaken in me the desire to possess many mouths. As they sprout in my ears, they give me the hope that I may one day have millions of ears, and as they enter into the garden of my heart, they overcome the activities of every one of my senses, leaving me inert. So he's hoping that one day he would have millions of ears so he could hear the holy name. And when this sound enters into the garden of his heart, he's saying they hijack the senses. And how much spiritual bliss he must be experiencing. So by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the mercy of Rupa Goswami, by the mercy of our Acharya Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, may we also start relishing the spiritual bliss and start developing anuraga, attachment for the holy names of Krishna. So I'll see you in the next video, where we will be covering a very important shloka, shloka number 3. But until then, keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Click the link below in the description to join Aradhana Online's official WhatsApp group to get access to more such motivational videos, inspirational quotes, and latest updates. Thank you.